YouTube Nation, what's cracking? Back at y'all with another one. Happy Tuesday. And for everybody who's first time tuning in, please like, share, and subscribe. So in this episode right here, I'm going to tell y'all a little story. But before I do, let me share something with y'all. I got to share some real, some wisdom, something good, something beneficial. Let me feed y'all with a little something. Check this out, man. Always protect your energy. What I mean by that, it's a lot of people that we deal with. We got family members like this. We just got homies that we close with. We just super tight with. And we be around them so much, and they good. They good at heart. They loyal, but they got energy that's like, don't mix with yours. It's toxic. Y'all ever notice people like this? You could be telling a story, and it's like somebody be like, oh, that ain't nothing. I did it like this. Oh, that ain't nothing. I seen a nigga do this. I seen a motherfucker do this. I seen, it's always some people that always want to top your story. So on YouTube, we putting out stories, not saying that we doing that, but maybe we are doing it, I don't know. We just keep coming with different content. But it's a difference when you actually talking to somebody and you just be chilling with somebody and you be telling a story. And like, man, remember we was over here, we had it cracking like this, and you can't even finish your story because this person keep interrupting you. Oh, nigga, that ain't shit. The homie such and such, a nigga had whoop-de-whoop this many of the motherfuckers. He did this, or he shot and killed this many motherfuckers. Yeah, the homie, he wasn't no joke. Like, all right, bro, but I really wasn't telling my story, my nigga. Can I finish while you... we all know people like that. Regardless of what you're talking about. Women, you're talking with your friends, you can be talking about anything. We all know people like that, always. So I just say, man, protect your energy. Your energy is important, and balance your energy out. Don't put all your energy into one thing. Because if you put all your energy into one thing, you're going to be tipping, like I always say. You got to keep that balance in your life. Goes back to, that's why we learned that in school. From middle school to high school to college, we had all these different classes to teach us balance. So I want to give y'all something, a little food for thought, a little wisdom on this Tuesday. For sure that. I'm just chilling, getting ready for work. At some time today, fuck, it don't stop, right? That's what I'm saying. You got to balance this shit out. Like, they do a YouTube shit, they fuck up my brand, then I got to go to work. That's life, though. That's life in the free world. So all my homies in the pen, I hope y'all like that last video I put out there for y'all, man. A whole little... what's that, Crip Arena, downtown LA. That's why I do that shit, y'all. That for the homies in the pen that want to see what it look like downtown LA, that want to see what it look like in fucking SoFi Stadium, Crypto Arena, whatever. If I'm on the fucking freeway, I'm on Instagram, I'm driving on the freeway, I'm just showing the freeway because I got a lot of homies in the pen that be watching my videos and shit like that, that follow me on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, check me out at Wrong Enemy 1. Check that out. But anyway, let's get into this. So mental health issues, right? Check this out. I told y'all before I was dealing with mental health issues. Of course, a nigga had life, had 7 years of life. So of course I had a lot of stress on my mind. But I wasn't to the point to where I went and became what the EOP dudes. I never was on that side of the fence. I was just one of them dudes who played triple CMS to get out of going to hot prisons and shit like that. And when they're taught to the psychs, that's it. I never was really on their drugs, but I took advantage of the programs to talk to the people. I used to go in there and talk to the psychs. And a lot of times we did it because the psychs was women. So me, I'm in prison doing a lot of time. I want to go up here and talk to this woman. That made you feel better. That helped you out. That helped a man out in prison to be able to talk to a woman. Because you're just in there talking to these dudes. And once again, this negative ass energy, right? You're talking to all these dudes in these dorms and these prison yards and these cell blocks and shit. And then you could be talking about something positive. Hey man, real quick, shout out Ricochet from 59 Hoover, wherever he at. Because Ricochet and me used to sit up in Pelican Bay on the steps and go over a lot of shit, study a lot. I learned a lot from Ricochet, but it was like that. I could be talking to Ricochet back then and somebody else beating came up. We talking about some positive shit. Somebody else beating walked up talking about some negative shit. Protect your energy. So back to the mental health thing. So some people really are fucked up mentally. Just like really in their head is gone. And we don't realize that until that person get killed. Then somebody say, oh, he or she had mental health issues. Let me tell y'all a story, take it back to 2700. That happened in 2700 with this dude who did some shit that was like straight crazy. This is the dumbest shit ever to me. I don't give a damn. Now, a lot of people got put in those modules, those gang modules. A lot of people, the LA County Sheriffs, and did people wrong and threw people in the modules. It's been a time when I was in 2700 that they put some bloods in there. They try to set these cats up. But they put them like, I guess, in the, where they had them at. I think they had them in the day room or something, but they did some shit like that. Nobody got to, nobody tripped. The homies in there wasn't tripping like that because we knew what they doing. Everybody at that time, like, they just trying to set these dudes up. And we didn't jump. That's what we're supposed to do. We don't supposed to jump every time the police put stuff out there. That's why a lot of wars is going on to this day. That's why we hate each other to this day, because the police put shit out there and we jump. We don't think. We just reactionaries. We go. We mentally unstable because we're not thinking. Now back to this story. 2700. One day they brought this dude up in there, this little cat. This dude here, I don't know this dude's name, but I ran across him years later in Chino. But this dude come in the Crip module. At this time, all the Raymonds is on Denver Road, so it was all single sales. And out of the, I think it was like 23, however many sales it was on that tier, Raymond's had the majority of the sales on this. So it was like pretty much, we was calling it Raymond Road. But we had 4 Trey homies up there. We had, to the Harlems came in there. The Harlems was over there with us too, but then the Harlems is mostly deeper on the bottom tier. But you had 30s up there with us, the 4 Trays up there, but most of that tier was all Raymonds. And that's how, you move it around in the Crip module. You try to put all the homies on the same tier like that. And on the other side, Charlie Road and Baker Road, most of the 60s is on that side, and a lot of other hoods is over there. So anyway, this dude come in, he tell OSJ, Operation Safe Jail, for y'all that don't know. He tell OSJ he from Raymond or whatever. So they bring him in here. They see this dude got mental health issues. This the setup they do will make us, when we just bite and we just fuck over people like that, right? Like I said, they didn't bite when they try to put the bloods over there, but I don't know how that went. I didn't see that. I was in the cell. We just heard about, and homies told us they just tried to put some bloods in the day room, trying to do some shit like that. It was some little shit that didn't last long. They didn't stay the night. He was just in there for a couple hours, maybe just to scare them like that. But I have heard stories about them, and I have heard stories of them taking Crips to 4300, doing some shit like that too back in the days. I don't know nobody did it, but I heard people talk about it. So maybe it did happen. I believe it happened because I know how LA County sheriffs are scandalous like that. They will do that just like on the streets. The LAPD, Inglewood police, they drop us off in each other's hoods and try to let niggas come out and smash us up. That was real big in the 80s, especially in Watts, but it happened on our side of town too, because they done dropped a couple homies off in the bottoms and the Crenshaw Mafias and try to set the homies up. So they have done that. Inglewood police is scandalous as fuck. Officer Don, Acme, Slap Me, Vargas, Ramos, motherfucking Smitty, all them motherfuckers, Officer Bell, the K9 unit. Yeah, everybody from Inglewood, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know them was the 80s motherfucking police that was running around in the Burgundy 5.0, the Tan 5.0. Yeah, Inglewood police was low as fuck as well. But they put this dude in the Crip module, 2700. He come up and there was some blue chucks on. He come down the tier. So of course, where you from, homie? That nigga tell the nigga, he say some shit like, he from Pasadena, he say from 120 Pasadena Raymond Lane. Catch that, y'all. 120 Pasadena Raymond Lane. And he was serious about that. Niggas like, what's I'm saying? So niggas got right on this nigga to the point niggas had their hands through the bars, had this dude like this through the bars and just mixing him up in there. You can't come in and say you from Raymond Lane. That don't never mix. You don't do that. You can't do that. But you come up and say you from 120 Pasadena Raymond Lane. And they was on this. By the time I looked at the bars and seen this shit, the homie Short Dog had this nigga Chucks, because he was a little short nigga, and Short Dog's a short nigga, and he had some fresh blue Chucks. But he came in there, he was serious. He walked in there serious and said he from 120 Pasadena Raymond Lane. Nobody ever heard of this dude. But he came there like he was official member of the Raymond Crips. And he wanted to be on and said he's from Raymond Lane. He was like, damn, nigga, where they do this shit at? And he got fucked off. And they had to drag him up out the module. But this is the mental health shit. You know what I mean? This is the shit that goes on. People is fucked up in the head. Why would you say some shit like that? Where would that kind of shit even come from? To create some shit like that, 120 Pasadena Raymond Lane, where'd that come from? This dude got a serious mental health issue. A lot of people in prison got mental health issues and they put themselves in bad situations not knowing. And what we tend to do is just see an opportunity to pounce on some shit a lot of times, like, who's this nigga? But you put this dude on the tier with a bunch of Crips at that's active at the time, like, that ain't gonna last. If they would have brought the blood dudes on the tier and not put them in the day room, that wouldn't have went right either. They didn't put them on the tier like that. They put them in the day room when nobody was in the day room. You know what I mean? But this the kind of shit that goes on in the LA County jail. You got people that do stupid shit, people that don't think. You got people with real mental health issues. And this same person right here, right? Okay, that was back in like 89. I heard this dude here, I ran across him in Chino back in like 2010. When I was in Cork and I was going back to court in Donovan. So I was going to San Diego. So when I come back, I lay over in Chino for like a couple of weeks. So while I'm in Chino, I'm up in Madrone in Central, sitting up in there. This dude is up in there. This dude gets shot. This dude gets shot for trying to hop the fence. This dude was up in Chino. he wasn't saying that. You know what I mean? I didn't realize who he was. I seen the dude. I was like, this crazy nigga. Somebody else told me that dude used to claim y'all hood. I'm like, who's this nigga just got shot? I said, who this nigga that got shot? I said, the nigga that was putting oatmeal in his hair, because this nigga had oatmeal in his hair. He was doing all this old kind of crazy shit. He tried to hit the gate in Chino, just tried to run and hit the gate. And, you know, he caught one. You know what I mean? This was the same person. I'm like, wow. So this dude really was crazy. He might be in one of these prisons somewhere and be in the hole, because them type of people always in the hole in prison. And somebody be like, hey, homie, I was with your homie such and such at the pen. Like, nigga, that nigga ain't from Raymond, but you got niggas be doing that, claiming niggas hoods. Every hood got that. You get a weird motherfucker in the hole, and he be back here like, what's up, bro? And he try to greet you. I'm such and such from Ludus Park, or I'm such and such from East Coast, or nigga, whoop the whoop Main Street Mafia, nigga, whoop finish show line, nigga. You ain't from none of them hoods, nigga. Who is you weird ass niggas? And people be back there and embrace them and thinking they the shit, but they be scandalous motherfuckers, but they have real mental health issues. And a lot of people that came up in the YA system was fucking with them, that Thursday and shit like that back in the day. So a lot of niggas that's been doing time all their life coming to the pen, everybody ain't strong enough to be able to keep themselves together after all these years of being young on Thursday and hound dogs and all that old kind of shit. So then they get older, you've been doing time all your life, and you don't know how to process it, you don't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up. They just, their whole mental, their whole psyche is still gone. They be out, they downtown LA and shit. They the ones out here. There's a lot of them is homeless and shit because you've been in the prison system, the youth authority system, and you've been on medication forever, and you ain't got it together. A lot of niggas got issues, but we gotta look at that type of shit. I get it. We like, nigga, don't walk up on me now. I don't give a fuck crazy or not. I'm getting off. You come too close, you cross this line, it's going down. Point blank. Period. That's just how I go, right? But you know, some of us would be like compassion, have a little sympathy, and like, nah, hold up, man, bro, ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you don't stall this dude out. You know. I'm like that. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like you don't get no stripes from doing nothing to somebody that's not there. You don't get no stripes from beating up a buster. Somebody that won't fight back, you don't get no stripes from that. So when I see dudes just pouncing on somebody, you know, he weak, bro. What you getting out of that? You trying to get stripes? You want to prove yourself that bad? You gonna mix this dude? You know he not there. You gotta know how to take control of the situation and handle it different. Right? That's what we got to learn. We got to learn how to take control of all our situations and handle them different, because we don't. We always end up back in fucked up situations. People like myself, people who come from the streets, gang members, right? We got to know how to take control of the situations and do things differently. That's why like me being in prison, when it came time for me to step up and have the keys and shit like that, for years, I just been in the back watching. You know what I mean? I've been just studying the big homies. I've been studying Nugget. I've been studying Spark, Kill, fucking Big Kook, Lil Bo, all these homies, you know what I mean? Lala from 6 Deuce East Coast, you know what I mean? Pup from Maytre Gangster. I done been around all these dudes, and I've been just a student in the background. I just been watching, just sitting there listening. Lil Bam from Maytre Hoover, I was in Pelican Bay with him too. I mean, I just sit back and just watch all these dudes. And then when it was my turn to step up, you know, I take from what I learned. The same way all these young cats out here, whoever he is right now, you banging, you should listen. You should listen to the shit that people like myself and these other homies is putting out on these channels. You should listen to your big homies and what your big homies is telling you, for you won't be in these type of situations. That way when you get to them situations, you know how to handle it. Big Nugget taught me so much shit when I was a kid, to the point to where when I first went to the county jail, I was ready for the shit. I wasn't gonna be one of them motherfuckers who go into county jail and get marked out. So I went straight to the Crip modules. I went to 47, not 27. I didn't go in there. One of them niggas, nobody said Crazo was in as a buster. Crazo went through the whole prison system because the homie laced me, and I paid attention. I listened to my big homies coming up. Not just big homies from Raymond, but big homies from everywhere that I've been around. Once I started being around Bloods, I listened to G Damus, because you run across people, regardless of where they're from, they get to lacing your boots, they get to sharing stuff with you that's very helpful, that's essential to your survival, not just in prison, but in life. So me moving around out here now, the shit I do now is more so because of what I learned from all these. Of course, my G's from Raymond, but all these other G's from other hoods. Crip, Bloods, Hoovers, all of them. I pay attention, bro. You share that wisdom with me, I soak it up like a sponge. So me being out here now, back to my mental health issues, right? Like I said, I deal with that shit, and I see a lot of stuff that's tempting. I see a lot of temptations, a lot of stuff come across your mind. These evil thoughts still come to mind. Sometimes you just want to, backslide. But then when you understand that the risk is not greater than the reward, I'd rather just be free, bro, and to be still getting caught up in shit like that. Because when I was younger, I was trying to be crazy because my nigga's crazy. Now I'm older, like, nah, nigga, I ain't got time to be crazy like that no more. Nigga, I done made a name for myself. I ain't with all that shit. How long can I continue to do that? Nigga, 53. Am I supposed to be out on these streets wilding out, acting crazy? Some people like that because it's mental. Niggas is still mental. Niggas is mentally caught up. Niggas is mentally caught up. And it's like scared of change. Niggas don't want to change. Niggas think if they change, they too soft. They understand at some point in time, you got to learn to be a man. You learn how to be a Crip. You learn how to be a blood. Nigga, learn how to be a man. That's what's up. Thank all y'all for tuning in, man. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe, and share this content with anybody you think might like this type of shit. Stay tuned for more content like this coming. Once again, 2700 was off the hook. Oh, let me say this, though. I got to continue this. I got to say this about 2700, 23, 21, and all the other Crip modules we had. Okay. These modules, they was designed to put a lot of us together that got along. That way, we have less problems out the Crips. If you put all these Crips in here, that's cool. 2700, it became like that. It became all the allies and everybody who got along, pretty much like that. Pretty much everybody that was in 2700 didn't get along with Hoovers. Now, when we speak about these gang cars, these alliances that's going on, what y'all considered was considered the neighborhood car, was also once considered the old car, was also considered the roller coast car, or just the rolling car. Then you got the Hoovers. It's always just been the Hoovers and those who fuck with the Hoovers, which is pretty much the main people that always dealt with the Hoovers the most of my days was A-Tray Gangsters and the Insanes. The most. Them the two gangs that dealt with the Hoovers the most in my time that I seen. I seen other gangs get along with Hoovers, but you know, them the ones always been getting along with Hoovers throughout my time of gangbanging. Now, when you look at these cars, today it's either neighborhood or everybody that get along with neighborhood, or gangsters, or everybody who get along with gangsters and Hoovers. This car here, what I'm part of, it's not nothing new. This car been around from the beginning. Since I've been gangbanging, we've been allies with these hoods. We didn't just pop up in my time and say, okay, we're gonna become allies because none of our hoods get along with the Hoovers or the gangsters. It haven't always been like that. But we have always been allies with neighborhood Crips, East Coast Crips. Always been like that. It's never changed. So other hoods that came in and been part of that. You got everything in the hundreds the same way. All other homies in the hundreds the same way. We always been allies from the beginning. We didn't have our own frictions amongst each other, but you know, wars that went on amongst each other, we got over that shit. It's like with this Crip family tree, all these different Crip gangs is like cousins and shit, a lot of them. And especially the ones like each side of each one of these cars is like, that's a whole family tree. Niggas is like cousins. So you get into it with your cousins and brothers and shit, but y'all still family. Now, on the gangster side of things, it's different because it hasn't always been a gangster car. When you think of gangsters off the top, everybody gonna think of A-Tray, straight up. Off the top, think of gangsters, everybody think of A-Tray off the top. You got other gangsters that haven't always been down with that movement because they don't get along with Hoovers. 4 Trays, 11 Deuce Broadways. I don't know if 11 Deuce Broadways get along with them to this day, but back in the days, my time, they didn't. Rest in peace, Bam from 11 Deuce Broadway. Shout out to my nigga Zigzag, Yo Ball, what it do, bro? 8-7 Gangsters, 9-7 Gangsters, they don't get along with Hoovers. But they don't have a real legit beef with people on this side of the fence. Because when I came up, we kicked it with the 11 Deuce Broadways. I went to lock with a lot of them niggas. I saw Termite, Big Termite, and Little Termite, rest in peace. I come up over there. I fucked around with my nigga Goldie. I done been up and down Broadway. Raymond's done been in 11 Deuce Broadway's tough. Broadway's done been in the Raymond's. But it always been like that. So we never had an issue with the 11 Deuce Broadways. 11 Deuce Broadways didn't get along with Hoovers. 11 Deuce Broadway used to get along with 11 East Coasters. But when that feud started, we pretty much stopped hanging over there like that. We didn't want to get caught up in there because both of them was the homies. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Gator, all them niggas know all that shit. We used to be at the parties on 119th from Big Tiptoe, rest in peace, was throwing the parties on 119th. We used to all be up in there together at one time. And then shortly after, a feud started between them. So it's like, okay, we don't want to get caught up in this shit. To this day, I don't know if the little homies fuck with the 11 Deuce Broadways. I don't know if the 11 Deuce Broadways I don't know too much about them. I need to tap in with the homie Yo Ball. I seen him about a year ago. Him or Zag, I don't know. But them the homies, I just need to tap in, period. Because them loved ones right there. So, them gangsters didn't get along with Hoovers. 8-7 Gangsters, no. Sop a nigga Baby Sleep, Lil Demon, Ragtime, all the rest of y'all out there. Shout out to the A7s and the faux trays, of course, didn't get along with the Hoovers. So people wonder why these gangster sets get along with people on the neighborhood side. That's why, bro. That's why, because the other gangster sets get along with Hoovers. So you're doing the gangster thing, but it's hard when you got an enemy of theirs on board that they deal with, and they don't get along, so it's like a conflict. We always got along with the 5 trays and the 4 trays. Them was always the homies over there. Shout out to Cartoon, you doing your thing, for sure. But this is the divide in the Crip community in LA. Then you got a lot of hoods now that want to be associated with the neighborhoods or that side of the Crip fence. You got 2 different sides of the Crip fence in LA. These cars haven't always been around. A lot of this stuff, the way it is today, is shit that started in the 2000s. You know what I mean? Everybody been around, but still, the labels that they put on these cars today, it wasn't like that when I was coming up. You know what I mean? Nowadays, people is tripping like anything with a GC on the end is like considered an enemy. No, not to me, bro. Not to me and not to the Raymonds. I mean, I don't know, maybe my little homies might feel like that, I don't know. But us, like, nah, because we still get along with 4 trays. I don't know if the homies get along with Black and Deuce Broadways, get along with A7 gangsters. I don't know, you know what I mean? Because I don't be out there like that, the little homies like that. But still, everything with the GC has never been considered the enemy. When we was coming up, the only thing with the GC that we didn't get along with was a trait. We never had issues with nobody in West LA, the Marvins and all of that. I mean, certain people might have had little personal issues. I remember the UGs had a little personal issue going on with PBGs, but aside from that, on our side of town, we just was really pretty much was mainly the 8 trays. So that's why 11 Deuce Broadways cleaned and them to come over and kick with Calhoun them from Buttlong. So the Broadways was in the hundreds. You know what I mean? So it ain't always been like that, but now today it is like that. People is making it like that. I don't know, man. It's just all this shit. For y'all that don't know, LA gang politics is something that you really need to pay attention to, because this shit is Mickey out here. This shit will get you twisted, where you at, who get along with who. If you don't know, man, just stay your ass out the way. Stay low key with it. Do not be trying to move around these streets because you don't know what side of the fence you on. This dude over here, you might see a dude and he say he from 4 Trey and you feel like fuck him because he got GC, because you associate with the neighborhood car. But what's your issue with the 4 Treys? I mean, what's your issue? Why would you want to do that just because he got a GC on it? You know what I mean? And it's just bad, man, because like I said, I fucked around, and 5 Treys used to be in the hood back in the days. Wolock them used to come to the hood back then. So, Killer D, them niggas used to be in our hood back in the day. So we never, it's like, tag along, they homegirls was coming to our hood, Trey Girl and them. They used to be with my baby mama, the homegirl 8 Ball and them. They 5 Trey homegirls used to be in our hood too. You know what I mean? So it's crazy the way things is now, man. It's just like, and A Trey, Big Sleep from A Trey been staying in our hood forever. Slide and Ram is no Big Sleep. But that's a G homie that stayed in our hood forever. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy the way things is in this gang culture, in the LA in particular, with the division. This car, that car. You either fuck with this side of the Crip fence, you either fuck with that side of the Crip fence. You know what I mean? It's just wild, man. It's some shit you gotta really know about. You gotta really know why you out here in these streets. Who fuck with who, where you at, what you doing over there, and what the fuck is you saying. Don't be dissing shit. Don't be dissing these dudes for no reason. That's what niggas need to stop doing. Just because somebody from Hoover don't mean you got to disrespect them either, bro. I mean, if you grown-ass man, you got to understand, you got to learn to respect. That's because somebody from Raymond or somebody from 6-0, somebody from the neighborhood, don't mean you got to disrespect them. You a blood, whatever. You ain't got to always be disrespectful. You got to learn how to just be like, man, we don't get along with them dudes, but I ain't dissing them. You know what I mean? That's how my hood don't get along with these dudes, but I ain't dissing nobody hood, bro. I'm respecting everybody. Nigga, I done done that. I done been through all that shit. I done been and done life in prison and done all that shit and back on the street. What the fuck I look like being out here the type of nigga that diss hoods and get caught up in shit like that for? Nigga, I'm not stupid. I went through mental health programs, but I'm smarter than that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stupid, dumbass. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I give respect to everybody. I respect all y'all from every hood that's watching this show, man. I appreciate that. Y'all know nigga be telling the truth with this shit. I ain't putting no extras on it. I ain't making myself seem like I'm some motherfucking, what you call that nigga, that's that crazy motherfucking, y'all know what I'm talking about. Jack somebody. I ain't dude. You know what I mean? I ain't dude, man. I'm just me, bro. You should just be you and stop hating niggas because other niggas told you to hate them. People told us that don't like Hoovers when we first got in the game. Before we ever had any kind of conflict with Hoovers, niggas told us that we don't like Hoovers. That's how we got on board. Niggas told us we don't like Bloods before we started gangbanging. Niggas told Bloods you don't like Crips before you started gangbanging. And then right away that put that in your head. Mental health issues, y'all. Niggas put that in our heads, told us fuck them niggas, and we ran with it. So when white people done that shit in slavery, ooh, see y'all, see where I'm going? When they told us shit like that, we like, yeah, they told us that. They told us don't be saying that. They told us we was niggas, and we became niggas. See, people been telling us shit for so long. That's where it started from. I'm gonna put you niggas on and tell you don't like them niggas 2 blocks down there. Like, fuck them niggas. And that's in your head now. So now you growing up into this gang shit like, fuck them niggas. And you don't even know that. These are dudes you went to elementary school with, played football and baseball with. You know what I mean? Like me, I played baseball at Rogers Park. I played for all the city athletics and all that shit. And it's like people I knew when I was a kid, but then I started gangbanging, like, fuck them niggas. Niggas told you to say fuck them niggas because they got a GC connected to their hood. Niggas told you to say fuck them niggas because they got an NH or they associated with the neighborhoods. And you did it. Somebody told you what to do, bro. Because you never had a personal issue with nobody from these gangs. Somebody told you to don't like these gangs. Somebody told us to do not like these gangs. Somebody told us to hate these gangs. These are the black men. They said, you hate them niggas, fuck them niggas because they from over there. That's part of gangbanging, right? I'm putting it blunt, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Y'all know it. Before you was gangbanging, you didn't have a problem with them niggas unless you had a personal problem with them niggas. But when you started gangbanging, you was cool with them dudes because y'all went to school together. Now once you start banging, you can't stand that nigga. You stayed on Hoover as a kid. You know a bunch of Hoovers. But now you from over here. And now and then you over here, you got to be like, fuck them niggas. And then you try to be too hard and say, fuck the niggas you grew up with. You the one who get killed by them same little dudes you grew up with because you turned. You turned on some niggas you came up with for some new niggas you just became part of. That's the life of a gangbanger. That's gangbanging, y'all. That's LA gangbanging, the renegade state. That's what's happening out here, man. That's the way it is. We hate because niggas put hate in our heads and put hate in our heart. Mental health issues. Anyway, 2700 was a lot of fun also. I hate to say it like that, but we did have fun in that shit. Niggas made a lot of money in that joint. I seen cats with thousands in there. I know when I caught the chain, the homie Lil Wack had so much money in there, I had money stashed all in my mattress. I could have been a scandalous homie and when it jumped on and caught the chain, went to the pen with all this money in my pocket, but I ain't that type of homie. I go to the cell like, Wack, here, cuz your money. He forgot all about it, he gave me that. I had about $500 of his. He had homies in all the cells, we just holding money for Lil Wack, because Lil Wack was facing the death penalty, him and Ben Dog at the time. So the homie in there, he got the dice in there. Beefy from Grape over on the pro per side, him and Bri D from Carver. Urban Real, check out the homie Bri D. They was on the pro per side while we was on the Crip side in the 27. Them niggas had dice. Beefy and the homie Wack, they had the dice. So they was housing the dice. They was on cutting craps on 6 and 8s. So every time somebody landed on the craps, y'all know the game. Them niggas was stacking a grip in there. The Crip Mazzles, niggas made a grip in there. I'm sure the Blood Mazzles made a grip in there also. Hey, man, shout out to B-Rat, Real Inglewood Moments over there. Hey, man, any of my Damu partners out there who got any kind of info, man, a story, man, y'all want to share, man, I love to hear anything y'all got to tell about when the nigga Suge was over in 4300. I heard about it. I was in there at the same time. I was in the county. I was in 96. I was in the county fighting my case at the same time when he came in there. I caught the chain with the homie Hopper from Swan. And Hopper was telling me stuff on our way to Delano. He was like, how this nigga was acting up in there, what was going on. But, I mean, man, you know, putting out content, man, shit that people like to hear. I'm sure a lot of people love to hear that. I love to hear that. I want to hear more about that shit. Because the shit Hopper told me, I heard different things, shit he said that was going on. I don't want to put it out there. That's Damu business. I don't want to do that. All due respect. Hey, man, somebody bring that shit to the light, man. Bring y'all stories to the light, man. Like we sharing ours. Man, come on, just keep it going. Because you notice some same people watch all these channels. And it just be, and I do too. Sometimes we be channel hopping. We be like, okay, what this nigga talking about over here tonight? Okay, let's see what he talking about over here tonight. Okay, Gangsta going live over here. Okay, Kid Mac over here. Okay, Melly Mel over here. Real Inglewood Moments doing their thing over here. Okay, the nigga BJ doing something over here. Cartoon saying some shit over here. My nigga Chill 16 in Life doing some shit over here. The Triple R podcast got some shit going on over there. You know, sometimes I just be browsing through. But then I also gotta go to some righteous shit. I gotta listen to some TD Jakes, y'all. Hey, I gotta listen to some TD Jakes. I gotta listen to some home improvement shit. I gotta listen to some business shit. Cause I got a business that I'm still building. You should get you one too. Cause that'll keep you focused and not the bullshit. Find your passion. Find your lane. Be great.